Can Abraham Kuyper help us as we think about Christian nationalism? I think he can a little bit. And the reason he can help us is because while he was somebody who was very enthusiastic about his own country, which was the Netherlands, it's very clear that he wanted us to think mainly about our first obligation to God. And certainly, however he thought about political engagement, he did not think about political engagement in a way where we're confusing ourselves or confusing our nation with God's ultimate purposes. Even if God is active in the world, God's action in the world doesn't mean that it's specific to the Netherlands, the United States, or any particular country, or that any particular country is somehow now a new Israel or a chosen nation. So I think he can be helpful for us in that regard, because he does think people should be politically involved, but he also doesn't want people to be confusing their church identity with their political identity, and he wouldn't want people to be, I would say, naive enough to think that whatever they're doing politically is somehow so easily identified with the causes of God, or the causes of God being uniquely connected with the trajectory of a particular nation. So he can be helpful to us in that regard. There's much more we could say about Kuyper, but then that would be an entire lecture. Now, there's also part of this question that asks, what book should be on your bookshelf now? I think a great book for people to read now is my colleague Andrew Abernethy's book called Savoring Scripture. It's a great book. Even if you've learned how to study the Bible, it's a great book to reacquaint yourself with tools for studying the Bible. And then I think this is the great thing about the book. It's not just about technique. It's not just about the technical aspects of doing Bible study. It really is about encountering God in the Bible. It's about people who are hungry for God, reading the Bible, encountering him in the text, and then really knowing God better. There's a book that many people have read called How to Read the Bible for All That It's Worth. It's kind of like that book, but it's like kind of How to Read the Bible for All That It's Worth with a sort of spiritual formation dimension woven into it, or a spiritual formation disposition woven into it. So that would be the book that I recommend.